Hello, this is Scott. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I cover data science and analytics topics, everything from open discussions to actual demonstrations. And today we're going to continue our multivariate visualization series in R. And hopefully you were with me last time when we were talking about combining scores with the make groups function in R. Today we're going to be talking about subsetting in R and using this capability to generate subsets and panels of data. So I'm going to bring in this data from the latticeExtra package, and if I look at this, this is what the data looks like, and this is a larger data set, so it really kind of makes sense to subset this data. So the first thing I'm going to do is just do an XY plot, fairly standard. My groups are going to be by sex. You can see the labels, and then I'm going to, this is the important part, I'm going to subset from 1905 to 1975 by 10 years. So if I do that, this is what I get. So 1905 up through 35 on the lower half, and then 45 to 75. And obviously something's happening. I'm increasing the number of births, so I can see that is, or in the number of in the population, and that's one thing that's apparent, is the population is increasing, especially according to the baby boomers, right? After World War II, this is U.S. and so U.S. data. So the baby boom started happening when the war was over. All right, and then the second plot is, if I want to, I want to look specifically at that, and this time I'm going to subset by age groups. So if I execute that, what I can see is here is the across the different years, 0 to 10. This is the population growth from in 10 to 19, the population growth across year, and then the 21 to 30 population growth as well. And so one of the interesting things here is this dip right here. This was around 1918 or so, quite a dip there. So on this last panel, what I'm doing here is I'm taking this population by year and then factoring in the year minus age, right? So basically the birth, right, for this final plot. And if I do that, what I get here is, so, oh, and I should have said that I'm doing this from 1894 to 1905. Obviously, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the birth to correlate with that dip in that last plot, right? So this last plot, what's causing this dip right here? And so I'm trying to get the birth rates and look at that to see if I can explain that. And in the end, it's very difficult to in this data. And so one of the interesting observations, and you probably wouldn't know it from just using the data set, but it actually is in the author's notes from Sarkar, that unlike in World War II, you didn't see that dip, and that was mainly because they accounted for people in the U.S. population that were overseas, but in World War I they did not. So that's the reason when we look at that plot for that dip, these people that were overseas fighting the war were not accounted for. So it's kind of an interesting comment, and it's really very important to know that data, know that sources, know how it was collected. So anyway, I'll stop there, and then the next time we'll look at shingles, and hope to see you there.